Hello friends, welcome to LabTechs. Once again I am with you with the same case study of HP15 U81, and I would like to recommend you, if you haven't seen the previous video part 1, you go back in the description and see the first video of this problem where 19 volt was not generated, and I stopped that video because it was going too long. So today I am going to describe you the further problem where we have left that video, that laptop was getting on and sudden off. So the whole process I would like to demonstrate you today. All I want you to grow in the laptop repairing field. Now come and see the problem. What is the situation here? I have connected the on off switch. I have made the on off switch by connecting a jumper wire on the on off pin. The pin number, I think it is the last 1 2 3 4 5 6. I have to connect it with the any ground. Now you can see the situation. I have injected the power here, and now let me turn on. It is turning on. You can see the fan spins and off. So this is the problem I left in last video. So this is the situation in the motherboard. Now you see fan spins and off. How you repair these types of problem, and I would like to recommend you, if you haven't seen the first part of this problem, you go in the description and see that video first. Let's check this type of problem with the help of DSO, because it is giving you a very less time to check the voltages. So I think you would not be able to actualize the condition of the voltage in the multimeter. Okay, so I have to set it on the capture mode, and then I will capture the voltage and I will analyze that what is the condition of the voltage, whether it is having any glitch, whether it is having any ripple and exponential fall down, and each and everything I will analyze on the DSO. If you want to understand all the concept of the DSO, all the signals which is checked with the help of DSO, so you can avail that video by contacting on the given number. So now let me set the DSO first. So now you can see that I have set my DSO. Look, this is something which I cannot tell you now, because there are 10 videos we have made. On the practical video we have demonstrated you that in the each terms of checking in the motherboard, how you have to select, how you have to set your DSO according to the problem. Like here it is turning on and off. I have set in the capture mode. Now you can see that it is ready to capture. Now you can see here, capture the signal or the voltage. Whatever I will check here, it will show me as a picture. Okay, now you can see that I will turn on by holding here. Now see the condition. So I am turning on, and it is showing me a capture. So I have to adjust the time scale as per my requirement. I can set it. Okay, I can set it as I am required to check it. Now let me do it again. So I want to see that what is the reason behind it. It is getting off. So now see the situation. What I have to analyze it like this way. Okay, so everything we have described over there. So I think everything is fantastic here. There is nothing wrong. Let me check it once again. So there are the manual setting you have to do if you are going to check. It is not turning on. So let me connect it once again. So I have set 500 millisecond division. It will give late display, slightly late. If you set even 1 second, it will give more late display on the DSO. So it is absolutely right. And if you want to examine everything, now you just analyze the thing. What is the frequency? What is the average voltage, peak to peak, RMS value, amplitude, each and everything, duty cycle, each and everything you can analyze through this feature. So overall we can say here the condition of the frequency is good. It is, you can say that the PWM cycle is very good, but due to some reason it is getting down. This is falling down just because of some voltages is not proper, or you can say that some voltages is not up to the mark and it is not on the threshold value. If you get all the value and all the voltages, this is called, that signal is called system power okay. If system power okay is okay, if all the power rail is stagnant till 10 millisecond, then the system power okay is released. If the voltages of 3.3 volt RAM IC, PCH 1.05, 1.8, each and every voltages if not stagnant for 10 millisecond, then it will not release system power okay, PCH power okay. And what would be the reason? SLP S3 is drawn back by the PCH. So this is what is happening in this motherboard. We can say that our 3.3 and 5 volt regulatory section is okay because it is releasing PWM. Understand? So this is quite clear. Now check the different coil and do the same, and it will give the late display on the screen because I have set it on the 500 millisecond. Now let me check it once again. I have turned it on. Now you can see that it was the 5 volt, because as 1 volt division I have set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and above. If I reduce the voltage division, then I would be able to calculate it. So 2 volt per division I have set. So 2 volt, 4 volt and from 5 volt, around 5 volt it is coming. 5 volt it is coming, and I think the situation is all right. I am checking on the PWM side, not output. Now let me check the output side as well. So this is the output of this inductor. Now let me turn it on. So this is the situation of the output voltage. This is not called the exponential fall down. On the ground of that exponential fall down, I can tell you this is not having any problem. It is, now you can set is that what is the time division of falling down this voltage. We have set it on the 500 millisecond, and around after 500 millisecond it is dropping down, and the way it is falling down is not having any problem. So we can say on the ground of this signal that our 3.3 and 5 volt area is not have any problem, and we have to move forward. Let's check the same thing of 3.3 volt on the output side. Now see the 3.3 volt condition, the same thing, but much time it is taking. So in this way we can tell you that it is around 6 to 700 millisecond. So as you know very well that 5 volt is generated first and then 3.3 volt is generated in the motherboard. So the time is slightly bigger to the 5 volt, and as you can calculate, it is the 3.3 volt around. So and the falling condition is good, no exponential fall down. So we can say that 3.3 volt is not having any problem. So you can conclude in this way that your 3.3 volt and 5 volt is having no problem, and it is very healthy. And now let's move forward to check the next voltage, that is the RAM section. So VDDQ voltage, let me check. I am checking the output side. Now let's check the input side first. We must check input side because we have matter of PWM as well. Now you see, I have to minimize the voltage division. Now this is the condition of the input section of RAM, and let me check it on the output side. Let me do the same thing once again. It is turning on and off. So this is also the condition of RAM section. You can say that it is good. It is falling down just due to some reason, because of the laptop is not turning off just because of the RAM. It is the wrong thing. Let me tell you one secret of this signal, how we are going to identify the signal is okay or the voltage is okay or not. This is a secret. Let me reveal you in front of you, because you give me a lots of good comments and you like our video a lot, and really we love you a lot. I want you to explore the laptop repairing field. If the problem contains in the RAM IC, then you will get the exponential fall down from this point. Okay, from this point, if it drops down like this way. In this way, we can say that either any capacitor is leaky, or due to some output shorting it is falling down. It will not fall down like this way. Understand? This is called the exponential fall down, and this is called the sudden fall down due to some auxiliary reason. So there is the auxiliary component is having problem, due to that it is falling down. This is a sudden fall down, you can say. So you have to understand this thing. So in a nutshell, I can tell you, due to the feed forward compensation, it is suddenly falling down, and so this indicates us that this is not having problem in the particular state. It is having problem in the different state. That state could be the S3, that could be state of S0. Now let's move forward. So that was the nutshell of that. We have revealed you the secret of that checking of DSO. Now let me set it once again, and let's move forward. And I have to check, because this seems that this is a 3.3 and 5 volt regulator, and this was the RAM regulator. Let me check the, this is I think PL, this is PL17. Okay, it is written over here. So let me reach to the PL17. So PL17, and now you can see the 1.8 volt is here, and it is required for the PCH in order to generate the other signals. So now I have to check on the PL17, and the same thing I will do. Let me turn on, it is turning on and off. Now you can see that this, it is a good condition, as we have described you that it is rising up and falling down. This is the sudden falling down, so there is no problem at all. It is having the same. You have to mind one thing, that I have set it on the 1 volt division, and you have to calculate it. It is 1 division and 1.8. It is the around 2 volt here. It must be 1.8 volt. There should not be any bit of less voltage on this point. So there are the some threshold voltage of every regulator. So now let's move forward and check the different. It is the PL16. Let me check the PL16. These are the very common thing which we are describing you today. PL16. So PL16 is the VCCP, you can say this voltage, or VCCA or VCCIO also it is called sometime. This is a PCH core voltage. Now PCH voltage is something which is required to generate many more signals in through the PCH. So now you have to check the voltage on this point. Now let me set it once again. I have turned it on, and let me see the condition. It is the input side, and let me check the output side as well. It is turned on and off, and it will capture the voltage or signal. Now see, 1 volt around it is giving me. Okay, and after that it is falling down, but the way it is suddenly falling down is still giving me the clue that it is not having any problem. Now let's move forward to the core. The last section I have to check. So as long as you have seen that all the signals and all the input PWM and output voltage we have checked here. However, we are not checking any particular signal in this model. We are just checking randomly all the coils, which is the primary voltage of the motherboard, and which is required to communicate the further communication. Okay, how the PCH will communicate with the SIO chip, and how the PCH will communicate with the CPU, how the PCH is communicate with the RAM section, how the RAM section will communicate with the processor. These things will take place later on when your voltage till the core is established. Now we have checked on the PCH point, that PCH voltage 1.05 volt VCC IO is okay. So on the ground of this, we can say that problem is either in our core area or in our BIOS area. So we cannot identify unless we check the BIOS with the help of DSO. Even you just don't have to do the BIOS recklessly or without knowing that what could be the reason. Let me tell you one thing. In such case, if the same laptop is turning on and off, if you are not going to check the core voltage and randomly you are going to reprogram the BIOS, that is the wrong way. Just because you have to identify that when BIOS start working, when the clock section is started, when the clock section is started, when your core is completed. So that is the wrong process. If the core voltage is not generated, you are going to check the BIOS. However, sometimes the bit is set like S width and S clock is set by the BIOS. Sometimes also BIOS could be the reason to not generate the core voltage as well in some latest motherboard or in even previous architecture. So different, by seeing this types of problem, sometimes you ask that the same board I am doing and same board I am having and same problem I am having, the problem always you will get same, but the solution will be always differ. So you have to remember that all time whatever we are giving you the solution, this is the particular case. You may have the different logic, you may have the different problems, like you are getting voltage but there is some variation, there is some glitch in the PCH voltage and it is getting off. Maybe the reason in your case, maybe RAM would be faulty, maybe RAM area, maybe VTT voltage may be having shorting. There could be various reasons of the same problem. Laptop will start and off again. So you have to follow the concept, the logic concept you have to follow. You just don't have to follow my video. This is the particular case how we diagnose and how we teach all these things in our video class. This is what I am telling you. Okay. Maybe this video will be very much beneficial as you have gone through our comments that lots of people are reviewing just because of watching our videos only. So we all we want you to grow in this field, but all the things we cannot describe you, because as I have described you that our video is 250 hours video we have made for entire laptop repairing section, like different sections. DSO section, 3.3 and 5 volt section, charging section, SIO communication, PCH communication, RAM section, thermal section and sound section, LVDS section, ADP section, so many sections we have made. So if you talk about only sections, so there are the 25 types of section in the motherboard we have made as of now. So you can take advantage of that video, you can avail that video by contacting on the given number. So now let's finally check the core voltage. So now let me set it on the capture mode. Now it turns on and off. See, do we get anything? So as of now we haven't found anything on the DSO. So let's check the different coil. So I'm having the probe on the different coil. So this is also a logic. If you talk about the core IC only, there are the single phase logic, two phase logic, three phase logic, with logic. There are the so many variety of logic, because it comes with the IAMVP 12, IAMVP 14. What IAMVP it is supporting this motherboard, according to that you calculate your core voltage. So there are the so many logics in the core only. So we have described each and everything. Here I can describe you that whether core is generated or not, but we cannot describe you because it will take whole day long to describe you that what is the logic of the single phase core, dual phase core and a triple phase core, and many types of logic. There are the so many things to describe. It is not possible to describe you here. Here I will demonstrating you that how to generate these types of voltage if you are not having in the motherboard. So let me check it once again. It is turning on, but we are not getting any voltage on this point. So now you can see that it is not going above origin. So it is on the origin, indicates me that it is the zero on the zero origin. So I think core is having any fault. So I have to diagnose it, that what is the problem in the core. So what I need to do here, I have to open the core section. So let me find out what is the name of the core. So let me search, because I am not getting the PU number. So let me search PR76, that is the nearby core IC, PR76. It will let me go to the core section. So now you can see I have reached on the NPC6132B. This is the core IC. There are the so many signals which is required, but there are some specific voltage which you have to, there are the specific signal which you have to check if the core is not generated. So among them, first of all, you have to check your voltages, like the S0 supply, you have to check the S5 supply. So first of all, what you have to check, that these voltages, sometime you will get the S5 logic here, sometime you will get S0 voltage. So maybe the different architecture could use the different types of logic, and then after you have to check the VR enable. So let me tell you one thing, that in the different architecture, it is having the different types of role. Sometime you will see this particular voltage, this particular signal will come out from the SIO chip, and in the latest technology it is coming out from the SOC structure. So it will come from the CPU itself in the latest motherboard, 4th and 5th generation. So the second, I have to check this one. Also the important role of the clock, data and alert. This is something which is very crucial to generate the output voltage of core. So let me check one by one. Now it is slightly difficult to find out in the core section, because it is having lots of pin. Now you can see that around 48 pins is given, 60, I think 60 pin is given here, and one side 15 pin, and it is slightly difficult to find out that area of the problem. But if you follow the basic rule, like first entry of the voltage and the VCC voltage and VDD voltage and the feedback, if you know the current feedback, voltage feedback, compensation circuit, IOT, ILM, logic, if these basic things if you understand, so this would not be very much Herculean task to repair these types of problem. So let's begin. I started from the checking 19 volt in the motherboard in this core section. So I have found the 19 volt. Okay, I have found on the pin number, I am checking on this register. So now you can say the 10 number is the 19 volt, and now let's check 5 volt VCC S5 volt. Do I get it? So let me check the pin number 1. So let me check it on the pin number 1, and you know it is the suspend logic. After turning on, you are going to get this voltage. Now it's generated and going back. So in this way, it is really a tough task to find out the area of problem. So let me tell you one thing. Sometime what does happen, that you avoid to check it on the pin. Sometime you check it on the register. Sometime this type and this type, this side. So what does happen, sometime, as I told you in last video, the part 1 video, we have told you that there were the lots of water spill mark on the motherboard, and as you can see that still we haven't changed this part. There are the corrosion in the LVDS area. At last I will have to change this point also. So due to this corrosion, I found that the resistor area, this area, the value of the resistor, as you can see on the schematic, now you see it is the 1 kilo ohm, it is having one resistor. It took me around 10 minutes to find out that what is the actual condition, because voltage I was giving very absolutely right, but reaching on the root cause of the problem, that what is reason that it is getting off, because some of the voltage is not proper, or some one voltage is not reaching to the target point. So now it is the 1 kilo ohm resistor, and you can check it, it is the PR83, and the location of the PR83 is this one, PR83. Okay, and now you can say this side is the VI and VCC core. So 19 volt entry is the proper, but on what side? Now you check here. let's come and see, does it have the value, actual value. So now you can see on the multimeter I am checking cold 1.2 kilo ohm resistor. So I think that must be okay, because it is not very much. So if you check this voltage, so sometime what does happen, it mislead you. If you check the voltage and you think it is right, so you have to check it on the both side. So on this side we are getting 19 volt. Now you can see here on this side we are getting the 19 volt, and you can see on the multimeter as well. But if I check it on the other side, however it was giving me the right value. I am checking on the other side of this resistor. Now you see. So what could be the reason? So while I was checking this way, what was happening? If you close look, so there is some track which is bifurcated. Now it is unable to touch this resistor. What I have to do, I have to connect this point, only this point, not this point. I have to connect this a tiny wire between the point to the resistor. Or what can I do if I do not get this point? Now you can see on the board view, I can take that voltage from this point. If sometime if you meet these types of problem that you are not having the track on this area, like if I am not having track on this area, what I can do here, this is the optional thing I am telling you. Then you can make a jumper wire from this point to this resistor. Okay, or you can take it from the other point as well. You can take the jumper wire from this portion as well. So this is the trick. If you are not having that track, you can make a jumper wire. Okay, don't worry if your track is missing, you can reach to the problem. So now let me connect a jumper wire on this point. I think with the help of solder I can make it. So let me connect it. Now I think it is done. What was happening, why it was taking time to diagnose me, because while I was checking this side only, I was getting the right voltage on the input side of the resistor. What was happening, the wrong thing was happening, that it was not touching to the resistor, it was touching particular pin only. So I thought that 19 volt is okay. So that was the misconception which I am sharing to you. That also could happen with you. So avoid, you have to check the both side, the both terminal of the resistor. Now let me inject the DC in and see first. You should get 19 volt on this point as well. Now you can see that I have connected with the help of solder only. Okay, so I have to move it ahead only, and you can also check the beep sound from this point to this point. Now this way, if it is connected this way like this, and it was giving me the 19 volt also. This is the place where I was telling you, if you do not get the point on this point, what could you do? You can connect a jumper wire this point to this point. Okay, in this way this will also work. So now let's start. It was turning on and off. Now it is continuous on. Now fan is spinning, and I have to check it the display, because I don't have the screen and I don't have a screen panel, only board I have received from the customer. And also I cannot use my own as well, because I told you that at last I will have to replace the LVDS connector as well. So let me inject. RAM is present. So now check the display on the DSO. Now successfully connected to your computer, the display has come. So I hope you have enjoyed this, you have learned a lot. Friends, I still suggest you that it is all about the communication between the PCH and the SIO, communication between the your processor and core IC, because it is something that core IC does not release the voltage to the processor. It is processor which tells to core IC that how much voltage and how much current you have to send to me. How does this thing happen? What is the important role of the agent, voltage agent? There are the 5 to 6 types of voltage agent is used in motherboard. You need to understand all the logic concept of that particular point. And there are the various things we have discussed, we have described in our video class. So all the things are not possible here to describe each and everything. However, the video is going too much long. So I would tell you only that if you really like this video, you can press the like button, and if you haven't subscribed our video as of now, please subscribe it and share the video in your local group, so that other technician will get benefit from this video. And also press the bell icon button so that you will get notification from our channel, because we time to time upload these types of information in our YouTube channel. So keep on loving, keep on liking like this way. So I hope guys that you have enjoyed part 1 and part 2 video of the U81 model, and I think if you stuck up in this types of problem, you will get easy solution if you follow the same logic. So hoping that you have loved this video. So please keep on loving and keep on commenting like this way. Thank you for watching this video.